If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 24 of the Career Mode RTG, the return to glory with Nottingham Forest. We start with a game at home against Birmingham City. They're using their different badge this season for an anniversary, but we are in third, and they're not having the best of seasons, down in 18th. So we would like, if possible, to grab 3 points here if we possibly can. So we will try our absolute best to do so. A bit of a rotation side, as you can see. Matt Mills and Michael Mansian at centre-back, Sam Byram and Joe Gomez at wing-backs. Joe Gomez obviously on loan right now from Liverpool, so we've got a couple of loanees still being involved in our starting lineups with the rotation side, but the majority of our starting 11, full strength starting 11, is made up consistently of our players, although Nelson Oliveira, I believe, is the only lone player left in our starting 11, I think. Pretty sure that's the case, so we've definitely strengthened the squad very well so far in this series. Really pleased with it, to be completely honest. Ali Adnan down the left-hand side here, though, he is a lone player, into Andre Gray, who we purchased, into Kyle Basilio, who's a lone player, and it fires just wide. But nice bit of link-up play there, actually, and Kyle Basilio is actually going to have a very, very important role to play in today's episode. Here he is on the ball again, working the ball across to Sam Byram at right-back, who does like to push forward. He's a right mid by default this year, but I play him at right-back because he has the stats to be able to, you know, deal with situations in that position, and it means that he can go on quite a few overlapping runs, which is exactly the way that I like my wing-backs to play. We hit the bar through Kyle Basilio from distance there. Good save at the other end by Doris de Vriezo to keep us in it for now. They give the ball away there, actually, through Cadiz to Tyler Walker. It works it out wide to Jamie Patterson. He dances inside quite nicely, actually, and he's into the box. Pass inside isn't necessarily the best, but Basilio picks it up and then lets rip with a wonderful strike that flies into the top right-hand corner. So much movement in that ball. You'll see from the replay from behind the shot, it really does swerve away from the goalkeeper. Absolutely no chance for him. He's basically in the middle of the goal, and then look at it bend away. Brilliant strike from the youngster in our midfield to give us a 1-0 lead before half-time. We'll try and extend it if possible. Joe Gomez on the ball again here into Basilio. Bit of space for Chris Cohen. Thought about having a shot from distance again, but instead gave it to Tyler Walker. He had the shot from outside the box, but couldn't get it on target. So into the second half we go. Again, Byron pushing forward from right-back in the middle to Chris Cohen via a deflection off the defender, admittedly. Cohen into Basilio to Andre Gray. Still yet to score his first goal for the club, and he can't get it into the back of the net to make that debut goal come any sooner, unfortunately. He's been pretty influential in the games he's played so far, Andre Gray, but I cannot figure out how best to score goals with him just yet. We had a similar situation with Vincent Abubakar at Valencia. We were able to figure out how to play with Abubakar, so I'm hoping after a couple more games with Andre Gray, we'll really be able to start putting the ball into the back of the net with him on a consistent basis. A devilish ball in from Ali Adnan. His punch cleared by the goalkeeper. Drops to Basilio. Goes for a second long ranger. And that was destined for the back of the net again if it weren't for Thomas Kuzak's palm up over the bar to go, or wide to go out for a corner. Nothing came from it, but we didn't need anything from it. A 1-0 home win to give us all 3 points against Birmingham in our pursuit for automatic promotion. We play against another side in the Birmingham region. It's in the Black Country now, Wolverhampton Wanderers. We're away from home. Fourth we are in the league now. As you can see, Hull City played an extra game though, so if we can win this one, we'll draw level with them and actually go above them on goal difference. So 3 points here are just as important as any other. You've got James Henry on the right-hand side, Adam Lafondra, who scored a bunch of goals for Reading in the Premier League and in their promotion season to the Barclays Premier League when they were in the Championship, so we know that he's a good goal scorer. He's an absolute poacher as well. He's scored a couple of great goals actually against Chelsea to give Reading a turnaround. They were 2-0 down, I think, at Stamford Bridge, and Adam Lafondra scored twice to bring it back to 2-2 a couple of years ago. We're starting Britta Sombolonga and Nelson Oliveira up top, Renato Sanchez alongside Henry Lansbury in the midfield. Definitely our two best central midfielders, but it was Wolves that started on the front foot. Adam Lafondra heavily involved as well, works it into David Edwards, and it squeezes over the line. In fact, Bashali actually toe poked it over, and it classed as an own goal. He tried to take a touch. I was hammering B for him to clear it, and he just tried to get it under control before clearing it, unfortunately. And it didn't quite work in my favour. So we're 1-0 down early on. Then James Henry picks it up on the right-hand side here. Twisting and turning completely schools me. Then is it Dio? Oio? I don't know. I can't quite see. The preview window's quite small. I couldn't see whether it was Dio or OIO, to be completely honest. But whoever it was, he won them a penalty as Mahi went in, just clipped his heels and then flew to ground. Was probably a 95% Stonewall penalty. Adam Lafondra goes to the right. The keeper goes the right way, but he can't keep it out. Gets plenty on it. Just palms it down into the ground. It bounces up into the roof of the net. And Wolves have themselves a 2-0 first half lead. Into the second half we go, and they're on the attack again. Drawing another good save out of De Vries this time, that he was actually able to get behind it, get something on it, and keep it out. So time for us to actually have an attack going forward, isn't it? For sure. Panios, our left back, pushing into the box here. Going to try and find a teammate. There's Britta Sombolonga, gets it under control, but Akemi, really good positioning for the save, and just makes it look far too easy there. The corner is knocked back out to Henry Lansbury here. Will eventually work it back in via Mahi here in the box. Trying to figure out where to pass the ball next. There's Jack Hobbs. There's Nelson Oliveira in space. Get the turn in. Have the shot perhaps once you get past the defenders. But it goes just past the post. Too much of an angle. Couldn't quite find that far bottom corner. We stay 2-0 down for now. There's less than 10 minutes to go now as well when the next chance comes. Nelson Oliveira not absolutely rapid, but fast enough to be able to get away from the defenders here. But then not fast enough when the ball is played into him to hold the defenders off. And that really summed up our entire game here against Wolves. We just weren't good enough. A Basali own goal, an Adam Lafondra pen is enough to give Wolves a 2-0 victory against us, and we lose away from home. We come into the next game against the side that last time we played them destroyed us by 4-0 away from home. So I would very much like some payback here if possible. We still stand the chance of catching Hull and going back above them if they lose this round of 36 game. But obviously they have a 3-point advantage on us now. It's only the top 2 that go through automatically to the Barclays Premier League. So we want to finish second if we can to ensure promotion to the next division. Otherwise we'll have to go through the lottery of the playoffs. But Preston starting a strong lineup. Joe Garner, who was the main threat for us in the previous game, and Jermaine Beckford starting up top. Chris Humphrey on the right hand side. You guys that watch my Football Manager stuff will be familiar with him, very familiar with him. Been instrumental for us in our time at Luton Town in that particular series. But Jermaine Beckford works the ball to Gallagher here. Beckford then back to Davies, into Johnson. Really well worked, and a couple of a good save initially, and then a bit of good defending to throw himself in front of the shot to stop them from getting a second effort on target. He skewed his shot well wide of the post. Gallagher though into the box. Brilliant cross that evades every single defender that's in between Gallagher and Jermaine Beckford. Luckily for us though, the former Leeds man's header at the back post was straight at the goalkeeper, and it was a comfortable save. Panios though in the box here, dangerous ball back. Andre Gray just tries to quickly turn it into the far top corner. Didn't quite get his technique right, so unfortunately we stay at 0-0 for now. Into the second half we go though, and again Preston on top actually. Jermaine Beckford with the ball here, dropping quite deep to come and get it, but quick passing. Joe Garner with a great first touch to turn the defender, and a decent shot as well that just flies over the top. Fortunately, De Vries didn't have to put anything on that to get it over the bar, and they didn't get a corner. But we're on the attack now. Britta Sombolonga in the box, turns inside the defender nicely. Going to try and look for the far corner. It hits Jordan Ibe on the back and goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, that really does. If the Nelson Oliveira chance at the end of the Wolves game and that chance sum up our attacking football in the second 2 games of today's episode after the Birmingham one, then we've really been unlucky in front of goal, to be completely honest. Henry Lansbury with a free kick here, tipped over the top of the bar by Chris Kirkland in goal for Preston. No baseball cap for Chris Kirkland today. Rather renowned for wearing baseball caps in goal when it gets a little bit sunny. But Carlo Basilio comes off the bench here, as well as another teammate to hopefully strengthen us before the final whistle. Brownie, though, on the ball here for Preston. They whip the ball into the... I don't know how. I knew that save was coming, and I was just trying to figure out in my head how I was going to try and attempt to describe how he's tipped that over the top of the bar. And I still don't know how he's done it, to be completely honest. So we stay 0-0 for now. We're really at the very end of the game, as you can see. Deep in stoppage time. Carlo Basilio, really heavy first touch, but he beats the defender to it. And we said he was going to be important in today's episode. A great goal against Birmingham to give us a victory, and another brilliant finish here to give us a 1-0 victory at home against Preston North End as well. A crucial 3 points for our promotion campaign. That really heavy touch, but he just beats the defender to it, then turns away from the second, and then a really good arrowed finish into the bottom left to give us a 1-0 victory at home and all 3 points. Such an important victory for the team there with Carlo Basilio's late goal. You see the league table as it stands right now. That win, and with Hull losing, has drawn us level on points with them and only a single point behind Burnley in second. There are 10 games to go in the championship season, so we should have this season finished by the end of Monday's episode. QPR look favourites for the title, with 30 points still available, though it could go either way. 8 points the gap between QPR and Burnley, and then a single point to us, no points to Hull. And then a big gap to Sheffield Wednesday, Derby and Middlesbrough and Wolves and Cardiff and Brentford, who all stand a good chance of getting into the bottom 2 playoff spots. But it's Burnley, ourselves and Hull City that are all pressing for that second promotion spot. Who will get it? I've absolutely no idea. We will find out over the weekend. That's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Follow all the links on your screen and in the description to all my social media, Twitter most importantly, and of course the No Identity merchandise store as well. There is a sale going on right now if you'd like to pick yourself up a No Identity tee. But for now, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.